Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Die Hard Forever coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model as I continue to play catch up. Today I'll be doing a review on an Inflight Commemorative British Airways Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide body aircraft in their Union Jack livery scheme in a 1/200 scale model. I purchased this model from Easy Toys, whose store is based out of San Diego, California, here in the United States of America, and his website address is www.easytoys.com. But first, before I go into details about this particular model, allow me to share some information about the history of British Airways, if you would please. British Airways is a British-based airline whose actual history beginnings can actually be traced back to August 25, 1919, when it was formed, as well as originated from a small airline company called Aircraft Transport and Travel Limited. And after a series of mergers with different as well as various airline carriers, it was formed under the name of Imperial Airways on March 31, 1924, then merged with another British-based airline carrier that ended up forming under the name of BOAC, British Overseas Airways Corporation, on November 24, 1939, then merged with another airline called BEA, British European Airways, on January 1, 1946, and operated under the BOAC, the British Overseas Airways Corporation umbrella, until September 1, 1972. And that's when the British Airways Group was eventually established after the passage of the Civil Aviation Act of 1971 was passed, which also formed the British Airways Board, which resulted in the merger of the BOAC, the British Overseas Airways Corporation, and BEA, British European Airways, consolidating into one big airline carrier, as the consolidated airline was officially established on March 31, 1974, and officially commenced operation by the dissolution of BOAC, British Overseas Airways Corporation, and BEA, British European Airways, to become the airline which is known to the world today as British Airways, as the British-based carrier celebrated their centennial anniversary on August 25, 2019. Whereas the headquarters of British Airways is located in the Waterside building, which is located in the Harmondsworth section of London, England, which is a village located in the borough of Hillingdon, that's located northwest of Heathrow Airport, while the airline's main base of operations is located on the grounds of London Heathrow Airport, which is located approximately 14 miles west of the Central District section of London, England, and also has a major presence at Gatwick Airport, which is located approximately 30 miles south of the Central District section of London, England. British Airways is the national flag carrier airline of the United Kingdom, as well as the largest operating airline in the United Kingdom in terms of international flights, as well as international destinations served. However, based on fleet size and based on the number of passengers carried, it is the second largest carrier in the United Kingdom after EasyJet. As of November 2021, or at the time of this video review posting, British Airways currently flies to 183 destinations worldwide across 6 inhabited continents, as British Airways is currently one of 10 airlines to own this actual distinction of permanently flying to all 6 inhabited continents, along with Air Canada, Air China, Delta Airlines, Emirates, Korean Air, Qantas, Qatar Airways, South African Airways, and United Airlines respectively, with an operating fleet of 255 aircraft, which includes 8 Airbus A350-1000XWBs, including this one you're looking at here. And in addition to the 255 aircraft that currently operates in the British Airways fleet, the airline also has unfulfilled orders for an additional 49 more aircraft. That includes 10 more Airbus A350-1000XWBs, and those aircraft, as we speak, are currently on back order and are awaiting delivery. Also, as of November 2021, or at the time of this video review posting, British Airways is one of 59 airlines in the world of aviation that currently operates as a certified 4-star airline carrier, according to the international airline review firm Skytrax magazine, and the Airbus destination code for British Airways on this particular aircraft is 41. Alright everyone, let's take a look at the front of the box here, and what you see is the British Airways ribbon logo, the British Airways title, the aircraft type, the computer generated picture of the aircraft, the registration ship number, X-Ray Whiskey Bravo Alpha, the 1-2 on the scale model information, as well as the item number information at the bottom of the box. Now you're looking at the back of the box, nothing much back there except the British Airways logo, the title, the warning information, as well as the item number information you see at the back part of the box. Alright. Now you're looking at the top of the box, and what you see is the British Airways ribbon logo, the British Airways title, the computer generated picture of the aircraft, the registration ship number, the 1-2 on the scale model information, the aircraft type, as well as the item number information you see at the top of the box. Now you're looking at the bottom of the box. As you can see, it has the same information at the top of the box I showed you earlier on, okay? Now you're looking at this nice little metal model stand that came with the model. And the bottom of the model stand, you see a nice little plaque there that displays the British Airways title, the aircraft type, as well as the scale model information on that plaque. And then you slide up this way, you see that black pattern on the top of that model stand. The sole purpose of that black pattern is to not only protect your model, but also prevent from being damaged or scrapped when you put your model on this particular model stand, okay? Now you're looking at this plastic bag, and what you see in this plastic bag are the gear replacement doors, as well as the toothpicks for this particular model. Please stay tuned as I go into detail for the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors for this particular aircraft model, alright? Okay. With all that information out of the way about the history of British Airways, which traces back over 100 plus years, plus all the information on this box, plus the model stand, plus the gear replacement doors inside that plastic bag there, with no further ado, everyone, here is the actual model. Let's check it out. There it is, everyone. The Inflight Commemorative British Airways Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide body aircraft in their Union Jack livery scheme in a 1-2 scale model. Alright, allow me to share you some information about the British Airways Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide body aircraft and how it became a part of their fleet and which aircraft is going to replace, it's already replaced as we speak. Okay? British Airways became the third airline operator after launch customer Recipient, Doha-Based Qatar Airways, and Hong Kong-based Cathay Pacific, respectively, that acquired this prestigious brand new state-of-the-art aircraft as British Airways took delivery of its very first of 18 Airbus A350-1000XWBs, extra wide-body aircraft, that British Airways had placed orders for back on September 25, 2013. And received their very first Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide-body aircraft, which bears the registration ship number X-Ray Whiskey Bravo Alpha, which happened to be this aircraft we're looking at here, at a special delivery ceremony that was held at the Airbus Delivery Center facility that's located in Toulouse, France on July 25, 2019. Then made its actual flight debut 1 week later on August 5, 2019, with its first inaugural validation flight when it flew from London Heathrow to Madrid, Spain, as British Airways Flight Bravo Alpha 464 for flight certification purposes, which allowed the maintenance crews, the flight crews, as well as the ground staff personnel time to get familiar with the aircraft per se before the actual international flight launch. Then fast forward almost 1 month later, that's when British Airways' first inaugural international flight took place, which was on September 2nd, 2019, and that's when British Airways officially began utilizing this aircraft on their London Heathrow to Dubai route as British Airways Flight Bravo Alpha 107, alternating with the Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner that is currently utilized on this particular route, as well as London Heathrow has become the primary gateway base for this particular aircraft type, as their entire fleet of British Airways Airbus A350-1000XWBs currently operates exclusively from the carrier's main operating base hub at London Heathrow Airport in London, England. British Airways has ordered a total of 18 Airbus A350-1000XWBs to add to its fleet, and at the time of this video review posting, only 8 are currently operating in service, while the remaining 10 are currently on back order and are awaiting delivery, as this aircraft is destined to become one of the airline's official flagship jetliners for the British-based carrier, as British Airways expects to have all 18 of their Airbus A350-1000XWBs to be fully operating in their fleet by the end of 2022. All right, let's talk about the livery scheme you see on this aircraft. It definitely fits this aircraft. I'm feeling it. This is the current livery scheme of British Airways, which was unveiled along with its brand new corporate identity back on June 10, 1997, which has become known as the Chatham Dockyard/Union Jack livery scheme, as the name of the livery scheme actually takes its name from the historic dockyard, Chatham, Kent, as the blended winglets as well as the tail fin of the aircraft actually bears a red, white, and blue interpretation of the Union Jack flag, which is actually the official name of the national flag for the United Kingdom, that was actually based on the original flag that was used by the late English naval commander Lord Nelson. And the first aircraft that actually began sporting this livery scheme was a British Airways Concorde supersonic transport, which bears the registration ship number G-XWBA, as this iconic livery scheme was developed and created by the British design consultancy agency firm of Newell and Sorrell. All right, so with all that information out of the way about this particular aircraft, how it's become a game changer to British Airways, which is they are quite investing on that airline, as well as the nice looking livery scheme you see displayed on here. With no further ado, everyone, let's get down to the nitty gritty and allow me to show you all the details on this aircraft model. Shall we? Let's check it out. All right, we're gonna start at the front of the aircraft here on the port/left side, where you see the nose cones right there. I mean the nose gears, sorry about that. The nose gears, the nose gear struts, the landing gear lights. I'll show you better visual in a minute. The nose gear doors featuring the partial registration ship number on there, Whiskey Bravo Alpha. The pitot tubes and the static ports, what have you. The nose cone, the windshield wipers, and the cockpit windows. I'm also going to give you a better visual view of those later on in the review as well. And then right here by the cockpit window and L1 door is the British Airways ribbon logo you see displayed there. The British Airways ribbon logo was designed by Newell and Sorrell in 1997, which actually symbolizes a distant echo of the Speedbird symbol that was first used by Imperial Airways in 1932, and then by the BOAC, the British Overseas Airways Corporation. Okay, and then looking at the British Airways Billboard title right there, and then these two little dots right here by the L1 as well as the L2 doors right there, those are the One World logo. And British Airways joined the One World Alliance along with American Airlines, Cathay Pacific, and Qantas as one of the 4 founding members on February 1st, 1999, which consists of 13 airline members from 6 inhabited continents. Okay? And then you get the coat of arms logo right by the British Airways Billboard title. I'm going to see if I can bring it up a little closer. So check it out. All right. That's the best I can do. I didn't want to blur it. If I brought it too close, it might blur it up a little bit. So this is the best I can do. But that little logo next to the British Airways Billboard title is called the coat of arms logo, as this particular logo is actually called the coat of arms logo, as this logo can be visibly seen on the side of the fuselage of every British Airways aircraft flying today, as the coat of arms logo also displays British Airways' true commitment to provide great customer service to every passenger, as this has been the main mission objective for British Airways since the airline's inception. Also inside the lower part of the coat of arms logo features a motto that British Airways goes by. It is called "To Fly, to Serve." It's usually about right down in there, okay? So you got the idea what's inside that logo there, okay? Now you're looking at the lower center of the aircraft, where you're looking at these nice looking triple bogey gears here on this aircraft. You can see the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear door. But more important, these massive engines right here featuring the engine cones right there with the Rolls-Royce logo. These are the Rolls-Royce Trent XWB 97 turbofan engines that are used on this particular British Airways Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide body aircraft. All right, you see the engine lip right there. Now we're going to turn this aircraft model around and let you see it from the front angle, and we're going to check and see if the turbofan blades do spin. Let's check it out. Now you're looking at the front of these engines here on the port side left side, with your engine strikes right here as well as right there. And does the fan blade spin? Let's check it out. Yes, they do. So far, so good. And then you see the inboard landing lights right here on the edge of the wings right there. No, they got painted on there, as well as the front visual view of the landing bogey gears on the side of the aircraft that features the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. Now you're looking at the front engines here on the starboard side. See the engine strikes there and there as well. Now the fan placement over here as well. Oh yeah, perfect, awesome. Then you see the inboard landing lights here on this side of the aircraft, as well as the front visual view of the landing gears on that side of the aircraft that feature the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. Now you're looking at the front of the aircraft, where you got the parcel registration ship number above the cockpit windows, Whiskey Bravo Alpha. And then you got a better visual view of the cockpit windows, as well as the windshield wipers. Then you see the nose cone. Then you see the nose gear doors, including the landing gear lights inside of the nose gears right there. The nose gear struts, as well as the front visual view of the landing gears on this aircraft. All right. All right, we're still on the port side of the aircraft, and what you're looking at now are the wingtip devices, which is this little device right here. And these wingtip devices are actually called the blended winglets. And these blended winglets were made from composite materials, and the sole purpose of these blended winglets is to improve the overall efficiency of the aircraft, resulting in saving fuel, lowering noise emissions, and improving takeoff performance at the same time. These blended winglets also has a 31.9 degree sweep angle, helping to increase the cruise speed to Mach 0.85 to a maximum operating speed to a Mach 0.89. The blended winglets for the Airbus A350 were produced at the Airbus Broughton factory, known as a specialist facility, that's located in Hawarton, Flintshire, Wales, which lies near the border of England and Wales. Okay, now I'm gonna let you see the front of these blended winglets at a different angle. Check it out. Now you've got a front visual view of the blended wingtip device on this aircraft, how it's curved off at a 31.9 degree sweep angle, which I find very impressive. Awesome. All right, we're still on the port side, and we're still on this wingtip device, and what you see on this blended winglet wingtip device is the Chatham Dock Door / Union Jack livery scheme, which is displayed on the blended winglet. You see there, inside the blended winglet, check it out. There, as well as on the tail fin of the aircraft. Check it out. There. Since the airline's formation in 1974, the British Airways has always sported a Union Jack livery scheme painted on the tail fin up until 1984, which is this area here I showed you earlier, when it was changed to the Landor livery scheme and was changed back to the Union Jack livery scheme in 1999, as the livery on the tail fin of the aircraft resembles a section of the British Union flag. You also see the partial registration ship number up there on the top part of the tail fin as well. All right. All right, we're at the back of the aircraft here on the port side, and you see the boat bin door right there. And right next to the registration ship number is the Royal Mail logo you see displayed there. And Royal Mail is the primary postal service company in the United Kingdom that's been in business since 1516, as British Airways uses this service to transfer their mail and parcels around the world. Okay. And then you're looking at the registration ship number by the Royal Mail logo. Registration ship number Golf-X-Ray Whiskey Bravo Alpha. Registration ship number Golf-X-Ray Whiskey Bravo Alpha. This aircraft is actually the very first of 18 Airbus A350-1000XWBs that actually entered the British Airways fleet. And the first test flight on this aircraft took place on July 2nd, 2019, and was delivered to British Airways on July 25th, 2019. Okay? All right, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft where you see the tail fin with the Union Jack livery scheme I mentioned earlier. And then you look at the APU exhaust hole, and there is a hole there, as well as two little strobe lights that sits underneath the APU exhaust hole, as well as the entire aircraft from the rear view angle. Check it out. There it is. Awesome. Now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here on the starboard side, where you see the nose gears, the nose gear struts, the landing gear lights, the nose gear door featuring the partial registration ship number on the nose gear door on this side of the aircraft, Whiskey Bravo Alpha. See the Peter tubes and the static ports right there. The nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows, the power escape hatch door, the British Airways ribbon logo, the British Airways Billboard title, the front cargo containing loading door, as well as the coat of arms logo you see displayed next to the British Airways Billboard title. Now you're looking at the center of the aircraft where you see the inboard landing light right there. You see the Rolls-Royce Trent XWB 97 turbofan type engines. You see the engine cones right there. You see the triple landing bogey gears right there, as well as the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors on this side of the aircraft. Oh, shit. Now you're looking at the blended wingtip device on this side here, featuring the Union Jack logo on this side here, as well as the green navigation light on this side of the aircraft. Now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here on the starboard side, where you see the rear cargo containing loading door, the registration ship number, as well as the Union Jack livery scheme displayed on the tail fin of the aircraft on this side, as well as the partial registration ship number sits at the top of the tail fin of the aircraft. All right, before I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, as well as the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model in full detail, and now I'm going to let you check out one feature, which is the rolling gears. They roll all right, but it's the center bogey gear right down here that's a little issue. It's on all A350-1000 models, not just this particular one. It rolls a little bit, but it does tilt, and it swivels as well. You see there, and there, okay? So with that said, allow me to show you this model from the aerial bird's eye view, okay? All right, now you're looking at this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view. We're gonna start at the front. You see the nose cone, the windshield wipers, the partial registration ship number, the power escape hatch door, the anti-collision beacon light, the Wi-Fi box antenna that's painted in there, a high frequency antenna, another high frequency antenna, the satellite communications antenna, another high frequency antenna, and that's the vertical stabilizer right there. And then there's the horizontal stabilizer with the little dot on there, as well as over here. The sole purpose of the dots on these horizontal stabilizers is to light up this tail here when it flies during nighttime. Now let's check out the wings. You see the engine there. See the wings here, flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the blended winglet wingtip device that displays the Union Jack logo on this side of the aircraft. And then you display over here the engines there. And then you see the entire wings here with the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the blended winglet features the Union Jack logo on this side of the aircraft as well. Now you're looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model, where you see the nose cone is white and everything else is blue from that point on. The closed nose gear door, the open nose gear door, the nose gear, and then we slide up this way. See a high frequency antenna there, the anti-collision beacon light, the hole where the stand goes in at, another high frequency antenna, no tail skid bumper, okay, and then there's the APU housing door, and then there's the horizontal stabilizers underneath, and then we slide over this way and we check out the gears. Perfect, they tilt. See the engines there, as well as the wings underneath. Features is flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers, what have you. You see the registration ship number, fuel dump valve, as well as the winglet wingtip device that features the Union Jack logo on this side here as well. Now let's check out over this side. Perfect. See the engines there, as well as the wings underneath on this side of the aircraft. Features is flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the blended winglet feature the Union Jack logo on this side of the aircraft as well. Okay, since I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft as well as the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft in its entirety, now I'm going to put it on that nice little metal model stand you see over there that I showed you earlier. So no further ado, everyone, here is the model on the stand. Check it out. Okay, fine, got this model on the stand with no problem, no hesitation. Now you see it being displayed in the takeoff landing position with the model displayed on the stand being viewed from the port side. Now you're looking at this aircraft in a takeoff landing position with the model on the stand being viewed from the front view angle. Now you're looking at this model in a takeoff landing position with the model on the stand being viewed from the starboard side of the aircraft. And finally, you see in this model being viewed in the takeoff landing position with the model on stand being viewed from the tail cam angle. Alright, before I take this model to stand, I got in this position for a reason, and the reason is the magnetic gears that actually came with the model. So I'm going to take them off here, starting with the front nose gear. See, magnetic gears here on the port side. There, as well as the gears on the starboard side. There. All right. Now I'm gonna let you see this model at a different angle without the gears in flight mode position. Let's check it out. Now you see this model in flight mode position with the model on the stand without the gears on it in gear down position. Now you got one or two options how you want to display your model. If you want to display it like this without the gears, that's fine. You see these gear replacement doors I showed you early on in the review. That's the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors, is to substitute your gears while you display your model like this in flight mode position. Or you can do what I suggested, is keeping them gear down position. Gears down, gears up, it don't matter. I keep mine on there because it has more value to the model. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and put the gears back on this model, take this model stand, and go ahead and wrap up this model review. Alright, let's talk about the seat configuration. The British Airways Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide body aircraft seats 331 passengers in a 3-class configured cabin layout. Here's the breakdown, everyone, from rows 1 to 17, which will be from here to about right here. You have 56 Club World Close Suites, rows 20 to 25, which will be from here to about right here. You have another 56 World Traveler Plus class seats, and rows 30 to 59, which will be from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. You have an additional 219 World Traveler class seats, which brings the total to 331 seats. And finally, and in addition to Madrid, Spain, as the inaugural validated flight destination, as well as Dubai United Arab Emirates as the inaugurated international flight destination, British Airways currently operates their Airbus A350-1000XWBs on routes from London Heathrow to worldwide destinations such as Atlanta, Georgia, Toronto, Pearson, Tel Aviv, Israel, Bangalore, India, Chicago O'Hare, Boston, Logan, Washington Dulles, Austin, Texas, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Tokyo, Haneda, and Accra, Ghana. All right, folks. All right, everyone. This will wrap up this model review. I'd like to know if you got this model or you plan on getting this model. I passed up on the Gemini Jets model. I got my reason why I passed up on it. It was detailed reasons, but this one tops it. But Inflight did 2 more models like this, so you can snatch either one of them up. That's just as good. But I highly recommend this model if you can get it. So with that said, please take care. God bless. Stay tuned. There's more model content coming. Peace.